Good morning and welcome to yoga. Maybe it's evening for you. Let's begin with 3-part yoga breath. Inhale into the belly. Cross the chest. Up to the collarbone. Exhale slowly, 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 slowly. Inhale. And exhale. Coming home to the breath. Coming home to our yoga mat. Coming home to the true self. I'm Dianne Mancus, and this is Gentle Yoga 4. For me, today is about unity, about coming home. We're all homeward bound, we're on a journey. That's what brings us to yoga. The journey to reunite with the true self. While we're living in this crazy, chaotic world, constant change, that's the nature of the relative world. But there is a steadiness, there is a constant, there is consistent, there is an absolute. And using our breath, we calm our mind, and using our body, we both calm the mind, bring focus and concentration, and come to stillness, can come to that absolute, to the stillness, to the true self, to unity with ourself, with other sentient beings. Again, let's breathe. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. We'll circle the spine. Waking up Kundalini, waking up energy that's coiled at the tailbone, in the perineum, in the root chakra. And reverse. Coming to neutral, placing the right hand on the left thigh, bringing the left arm around and back. Inhale, and let's just twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Lengthen and twist. Sending gratitude to the spine, to the flexibility, it gives the body, and the strength it gives the body. Returning back to center, taking the left palm to the left thigh. Inhale, the right arm behind the back. Coming up on the fingertips, create a second spine with the arm. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Lengthen and twist. Lengthen and twist. So there's unity within flexibility. Actually, without flexibility, there's probably no union, no unity. Walking the hands out in front. Leading with the sternum, coming to a forward bend. The spine is long and straight. The heart is coming between the shoulders forward. So walk the hands back. Bring the hands behind the back, up on the fingertips. Well, let's bring the hands back to neutral first. And we're going to lift the shoulders to the ears. Take the shoulders back. Now slide the shoulder blades down the back. Tips of the shoulder blades are pressing into the back ribs. Now let's bring the arms behind the back. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to ground out in the sits bones. Broaden across the collarbone. Lift the heart. Lift the ribs. The ribs are coming up, but they're not jutting out. We're not jutting the lower rib out. We're just lifting the ribs. Sending the heart up to the sky as we simultaneously ground down to the earth, unifying sky and earth, unifying body and soul. And come back to neutral. Let's roll the shoulders. I'm hearing cricks and cranks this morning. It's all that gardening I've been doing. Using my shoulders and my arms a lot. And let's come the other direction with the shoulders. Bring the chin to the sternum. Lengthening through the neck. Inhale up. Now let's bring the chin to the sky. Exhale down. Inhale up. Bringing the face to forward, looking over the right shoulder. Bringing the face to center, looking over the left shoulder. Engage the belly, lengthen the spine. Coming back to center. Now let's bring the chin to the chest. Take the chin to the right shoulder. chin back to the chest. Take the chin to the left shoulder. And back to the chest. We're going to inhale up to the right shoulder, up to the heavens, down to the left shoulder, and lower to the sternum. So let's continue with that circular path, possibly inhaling on the upward motion and exhaling on the downward motion. Let's go in the opposite direction now. Chin to the left shoulder, chin to the heavens, chin to the right shoulder, chin to the earth. Inhale up, exhale down. Coming to neutral. Once again, take the right palm to the left thigh, left arm behind. Now before you even begin to twist, inhale to lengthen through the spine. Now focus the attention to the lower belly, and the twist is going to occur in the lower belly, and the shoulders will simply follow. So let's inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If this feels like too much this morning, come out a little bit and notice when you come back in, it's easier. Inhale and exhale. Once again, sending gratitude to the spine, which is flexible and strong, which unifies our core, and our mind, our brain. Inhale, come back to neutral. Let's pause here for a moment, walk forward, leading with the chest. Maybe bringing the forehead down to a block or to the floor. Inhale as we rise up. And let's twist to the other side. Taking the left palm to the right knee, the right hand behind. Lengthen the spine. Begin to twist from the lower belly. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Taking pauses to assess the body. Noticing where there's tension. Notice where there's some resistance. When you feel that resistance, come out and slowly, mindfully come back in. I feel like I can observe the unity between the core and the cranium, between the core and the brain, unified by the spine. And come forward. Once again, walking the hands forward, leading with the sternum. The spine is erect. Maybe we'll walk down all the way. Maybe we'll bring the brain, the forehead to Mother Earth.
If this is not accessible this morning, maybe a block under the forehead would be good.
And walking back up to upright. Had our legs crossed for a long time. Let's bring them out. Shake them out. Oh yeah, feels good. Okay. Now come to our backs. And when you're here on your back, take a moment. Oh dear, okay. Get unwired here. I can't come to my back. Okay. When you come to your back, I'd like you to just move the arms around in any direction. And when you do, focus on the shoulder blades. Notice what happens when you move the arms. It's not just a movement of the arms. It's a movement of the upper torso. Notice what the shoulder blades contribute to that. So when we talk about expansion and extension, this helps us realize that it all comes from the center, that our arms are moving as if they're moving out from the heart. And oh, good. Okay. Lovely. I'm going to tuck my shoulder blades under my back. I'm going to lift my buttocks and tuck my tailbone under a little. Nice. Let's raise one leg and lower. Raise the other leg and lower. Switch and lower. Now when you're moving your legs, just as when you were moving your arms, notice that the movement is not strictly in the legs. It's coming from this core. So likewise, when we are extending, when we're pressing into the earth with our feet and lifting up through the crown of our head, that extension movement is always going to come from the core, from the center of the body. And lower down. Let's bring both legs up and lower down. Inhale up and lower down. Do two more. Inhale both legs up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. And now separate the legs. Bring your hands between the thighs. Rotate the feet at the ankles in one direction, and then go in the other direction. Using your hands to give resistance, bring the legs back together. Bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a hug. Maybe you'd like to roll around. I like to make little circles on my sacrum by moving my knees, and then the other direction. Let's bring one leg to the mat. Let's extend the other leg. Maybe you're going to hold on here, perhaps on the calf, maybe on the ankle. Bringing the leg toward the face, Inhale and come up. Notice the breath. Don't stop the breath when you come into a challenging position. Just keep breathing. Now if you have a strap or a belt, I highly recommend that. You can place a strap around the sole of your foot. I'm going to use these two fingers, take a hold of my big toe. The opposite arm is coming flat to the mat in a T. I'm engaging this extended leg, pushing through the heel, bringing the calf and the back of the thigh into the mat. And I'm going to bring the raised leg over to the side. Inhale, back up. Use the opposite hand. Here again, taking hold of the toes or the ankles or the calves, whatever works for you. And across the body. Taking the leg across the body. Even rolling up on that hip. Keeping the lower leg engaged, pressing through the heel of the lower leg, breathing into the stretch you feel here. If there's discomfort, just come out and ease your way back in. We don't force our way into an asana in yoga. We ease in, we let the asana find us. There's really no such thing as forced unity. And if we're seeking unity of mind, body, and spirit in yoga, why would we force our way into an asana? Let's lower that leg slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly, maybe stop halfway and lower some more. Wonderful, wonderful. That's what my teacher Lao says, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, and it is, okay. Seeking unity. Raise the opposite leg. Bringing your hands to the leg. Maybe you're just going to hold on behind the thigh, possibly behind the calf. Maybe you can walk the hands up the leg to the ankles and lift the shoulders off the mat, bringing the forehead to the knee. You don't have to take me literally. You can, it's approaching the knee. Yes, there is effort. We work toward our edge. But we don't go beyond the edge to pain. Lower the head down with a belt or strap, or maybe your hand is on your calf, maybe on your ankle. I'm going to take the two fingers, the index and long finger, to the toe and wrap it around the big toe. And I'm going to begin to allow that leg to fall to the side. engaging the leg of the forward leg. Pressing down on all of the surfaces of the forward leg that meet the earth. Noticing where there's resistance as I open my left leg. Breathing into the resistance, coming out, coming back in. Finding unity, finding peace. Inhale the leg back up. Drop the arms are at T. But very, very slowly taking the raised leg down and down with mindfulness, with the support of the core. Noticing how the back and the hips and the core are all involved in this raising and lowering of the leg. Slowly, and bring the foot to the mat. Let's bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Bend the knees, bring them into your belly. Give yourself a nice hug. Whew. Maybe rocking from side to side. Now place the hands behind the thighs, rocking forward and backward along the spine. Coming to an upright position. Wow. Coming to Sukhasana or easy seat. Have to put all my gear back. Sorry for the disruption. Okay. And coming to, this is called Sukhasana. It literally means easy seat. And maybe if it feels like something your body's asking for, maybe you want to bring your the back of your foot up to your thigh in a half lotus position. Feels really good to me after we worked our legs and our hips. Now let's uncross our legs and let's try crossing the other way. And let's try bringing the back of the foot up into the groin, up onto the hip. And a half lotus on the other side. Lengthen the spine, ground down in the sits bones. It's really amazing to me how that leg work and that hip work allowed me to come into a half lotus without too much effort. Let's bring the legs out and shake them out. Hands alongside the hips. I'm going to lift my bottom up off the mat and take it back. And that gets the flesh from the sits bone and allows me really to sit upright on my sits bones fully. And the crown of my head is extending to the sky. My tailbone is pushing down to the earth. Unity of sky and earth. Unity of being. Dandasana, staff pose. The backs of the legs are pressing into the earth. The legs are fully engaged. Walk the body forward, leading with the sternum. Tuck the chin slightly for a long neck. And stretch the back side, the west side of the body. Continue to engage the legs into the surface of the earth. Engage the core. When this asana is performed with full engagement, it really is a core strengthening exercise. Maybe you want to take hold of your feet and extend through the spine and then lower down some more. Send the hands beyond the toes. Inhale, come all the way up and bring your hands to the back. This inclined plane that we're coming into now is pretty difficult for me. Always have had some shoulder issues, but let's see what we can do. By raising the torso, coming into an inclined plane. Keep breathing. And lower down. Oh, great. Good. Lengthen through the spine. Hands at the sides by the hips. Legs fully engaged, pressing into the earth. Toes are headed back toward us. Bring the lower belly in and up under the belly button, under the ribs. And let's again walk forward. To seated forward fold. Pause to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold forward. Lengthening the spine, not curving it over. Keeping the elbows bent so that we're not, as we fold, so that we're not curving the shoulders. Bringing the hands to the feet, to a block, or to the sides. Let's inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold more deeply. Bring the hands over the toes and out with arms alongside the ears. Inhale up into a seated position. Exhale, hands down. Bring the hands behind your back. And once again, coming into an inclined plane. Keep breathing. Raise the torso. And lower down. Whoa, that was great. That was really wonderful. Cross the legs. Maybe you want to try that half lotus, maybe not. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to ground down in the sits bones. I call them tulip bulbs. Bring your left palm to the mat. Right palm, right arm is lengthened, right palm is overhead. Lengthen through the side body, pulling up out of the hip joint. Lengthening through the waist, through the ribs, through the underarm, all the way to the fingertips, and now begin to fold over to the side. Looking up if that's what your body tells you to do, or down, or not. Keep the breath fluid, the melody to the movement, and lower that hand down. Let's raise the palm toward the sky on the other side. Inhale the arm up. Lengthen through the side body. Here again, we're pulling up out of the hip joint. We're lengthening the waist. Lengthening between the ribs. Lengthening in the underarm through the fingertips. And then folding over on the side. Maybe looking up. Maybe looking down. Listen to the body. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And come out. Wow. Walking the hands forward, leaning with the sternum. The legs are folded. We're coming into a seated forward fold with crossed legs. And let's walk out. Good. Bring the hands to the back. Open across the chest. Look up. Notice all of the beauty that surrounds you. Wow, and come back to seated. Uncrossing the legs. Coming to hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Come into downward facing dog. Lower from down dog. Come forward into plank. Engage the belly. Send the heels back. Hands are fully engaged with Mother Earth. Inhale back. Downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Tuck the toes. Bring your feet to the top of the mat, coming into, lowering the thigh, coming into upward facing dog. Curl the toes, back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank. Engage the belly. Bring the belly button to the spine. Come to the top of the feet. Lower the thighs. Upward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Let's do 3 rounds of breath here. Keeping the sits bones high, tailbone is high, as we push the back of the thighs toward the back
And we bring the heels toward the mat. Just as you lengthened out of the hip joints, through the waist, through the rib cage, through the underarms, through the fingertips, we lengthen in down dog. My heart is moving toward my thighs, the unity of heart and groundedness. Ears alongside the arms, face relaxed, neck relaxed, bringing the knees to the mat, walking up so that you're on the knees. Good. Bring your hands to the back of your thighs. Send the hips forward and begin to curve back a little. Coming into a supported camel. If it's accessible for you, you could bring your hands to your heels or not. Come upright. Wow. Hands to the mat. Pushing back into child's pose. And again, lengthening by pulling out of the hips, lengthening the waist, lengthening through the ribs, lengthening the underarms, all the way through the fingertips, and bringing the forehead to the mat or to a block. Rising up to hands and knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Raising one leg, bend the knee and circle the knee. Oiling up that joint. And go in the other direction. Lift the foot, extend the leg, bring the leg back down. Coming to the other side. Raise the leg, extend the leg, bend the knee, circle the knee. And go in the other direction. Extend the leg, bring the foot to the mat. Come back on the heels to the mat as much as possible. Send the heart toward the thighs. Keep the head alongside the ears, but relax the face, relax the neck, and breathe. Either come to your knees first at a table, and then into a forward fold, or actually we're not coming to forward fold, so we're going to bring the left foot between the hands. Okay. Staying up on that back toe, coming into a lunge. Find stability here. So you're really pressing into that front heel.
You're using the core. The framework of the pelvis is very helpful here. Coming up high into a lunge. Ardha Chandrasana. Lower the hands. Step the back foot forward. Bring the opposite leg back. Once again, finding balance and stability, using the core and the large muscles of the thighs and the hips come up into a lunge, high lunge, Ardha Chandrasana. Breathe, engage the belly. Lower the hands to the mat. Step the back foot forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring hand to opposite elbow. And just hang out here. Relax, relax, relax. Maybe swinging a little bit from side to side. Bring the hands to the mat. Bring the hands to the shins. With a long back, inhale halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen from tailbone through crown of head and lower back down. What do you notice? Wrap the arms around the calves if that feels good. Bring the crown of the head closer to Mother Earth. Making it easier for our heart to pump fresh oxygenated blood to the brain, to the mind. Bring the hands to the shins. Inhale halfway up, long back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, with arms wide, with a flat back, engaging the belly, come all the way up. Hands overhead, hands to the heart center. Bringing your hands to your sides. You just survey. I have to check my screen for a minute. I don't know, this is almost full. I don't know, I'm releasing more memory. Oh, today is Cinco de Mayo. Okay. This is the first time we've really been standing. Bring the arms to the side of the body. Press into the four corners of the soles of the feet. Lift the arches, raise the kneecaps. Bring the muscles of the calves and the thighs to the bone. Just bring them into the bone. Lower the tailbone, raise the pubis. Engage the belly. Bring shoulders to the ears. Take them back. Slide the shoulder blades fully down the back. The ribs come up, but they don't jut out. Broaden across the collarbone. Tuck the chin just a little. Lengthen the back of the neck. Tadasana, mountain pose. Survey the body. How are you feeling? Pretty good? I hope so. Bringing the fingertips together. Now we got another problem. So, okay. Bringing the fingertips together. Hop the legs apart. This isn't going to work. I'm going to have to end this lesson. So let's bring because of memory, let's bring the hands to the hips. Let's fold forward with a flat back. Bringing your hands to the mat. Walk the hands out in front of you. Coming into downward facing dog with a wide leg. Bring the knees in into the mat. Find your way to Savasana. And I'm going to close out this class, but I'm going to ask you to carry on with what you know you need to finish up. So right now we're just seated in hero's pose. Maybe your heels are apart and you're sitting back on your tailbone or on a block. Or maybe you're sitting with your feet together up on your heels. The light in me recognizes, delights, and yearns for the light in you. May all creatures everywhere know peace and happiness. Bringing my hands to prayer, thumbs at the sternum. Thank you for practicing with me. Let's do it again soon. Namaste.